Hi everyone, it's Rhiannon here and I hope you're ready to hear about another excellent book. So today I thought I would talk about a YA book because I don't think I've talked about one in a while or ever on this channel, but it is a big genre of book that I absolutely adore to read. So the book I'm going to talk about today is The Truth About Keeping Secrets by Savannah Brown. It comes out on the 7th of March and trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. Penguin very kindly sent me both the proof and then the finished copy. I don't have them here though because I immediately lent them to my friends to read, so I think that is an indicator of how much I enjoyed it. So the story centres around two girls, Sydney and June. Sydney is our main character, everything's from her point of view, and her dad has just passed away in a car accident. And you follow her as she deals with the grief of losing a parent, but she also has some sort of suspicions that his death might not have been an accident. And things are further complicated when June, the most popular girl in school, comes to his funeral and then Sydney finds her putting flowers on his grave. Sydney's trying to work out the relationship that June and her dad had while also trying to process her own grief. And she's also receiving these horrible abusive text messages that kind of imply Sydney's dad was murdered and also kind of imply that Sydney might be next. And the story is very much like a thriller, but also a really beautiful coming of age story. It's got suspense, it's got mystery, it's got emotions that'll just slam you in the stomach, but it's honestly so worth reading and I can't wait for everyone to be talking about this book. I think one of the standout parts of this book for me was the portrayal of Sydney and June's relationship. Sydney very quickly starts to fall completely in love with June, but she's conflicted because A, June has a boyfriend, and B, Sydney thinks June is straight. And you really get a sense of the conflict Sydney goes through because she's completely in love with June. You know, you're constantly left guessing, like, does June like her? Is this just a very intense friendship? Especially with friendships between girls at that age, you know, they can be very, very intense. And it's so captivating to read and so interesting to watch their journey towards each other. Another really great thing is the way that Sydney deals with her grief. It's very interesting, very relatable. I don't want to give too much away, but Brown doesn't hide away from, you know, fully showing how traumatic an event like losing your parent would be, and like mixed in with that is like the slightly odd relationship Sydney has with her mother, where they're just both very uncomfortable around each other because of this huge thing that's happened to both of them. And it's a really sometimes heartbreaking, sometimes also like darkly funny. This book has some of those lines where you read it and then like laugh to yourself half a second later because it kind of like takes you by surprise. Finally, I think the thing people will be talking about the most in this book is Brown's use of language. It is just breathtaking. I was a fan of her poetry and you can really tell her love for language comes through in this book. The way she phrases things is just so like simple but very, very beautiful. I don't want to give anything away, but the last line of this book was just something that will stay with me for a while, I think. It's very moving, it's very real, it feels very true to like the teenager experience. I would recommend this book for anyone who likes YA, but particularly fans of Patrick Ness, John Green, but also Karen McManus, because the like thriller mystery element is also very present in this book, and who doesn't love a good mystery, I say, as I have many Agatha Christie's behind me. You kind of don't know if it's all in Sydney's head or if something is actually happening to her. I mean, the texts are real, but she sort of starts to construct this whole narrative around her father's death that sort of drives her mum insane. It's also a really good book just about growing up, being young, being a teenager, the stress you're put under, and a really moving portrayal of what it's like to lose a parent at that age. So like I said, this book isn't out yet, it comes out on the 7th of March. Everyone should go and pre-order it or just pick up a copy as soon as it comes out. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's so beautiful and heartbreaking and also funny, and it's just, I can't wait to see what Brown produces next. Thanks for watching everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and if you've already read it, please let me know your thoughts, I'd love to discuss it with you. Bye!